Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first video of a video series from the Harvard College QuestBridge Scholars Network, where we'll be talking about why you should rank Harvard as one of your schools for the match ranking form this week. Just to briefly introduce ourselves, my name is Virgil. I am a sophomore at the college, originally from Kansas, and I am studying statistics and human evolutionary biology, and I am one of your co-presidents this year.
Hey everyone, my name is Nyla. I'm a sophomore at the college studying government and sociology. I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm also one of your co-presidents.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. I'm a sophomore studying psychology, originally from Jennings, Louisiana, and I'll be one of your events co-chairs.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oyen. I'm a first year from Houston, Texas, planning on studying government and data science. I am also one of your co-events chair.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel from Salinas, California. I'm a sophomore studying integrated biology and psychology, and I'll be serving as your outreach and community partnerships.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Annie Sien. I'm a first year from New York City, and I'm serving as your financial chair, and I'm planning to concentrate in economics and statistics.
You guys will be hearing from them more throughout this video, but just to briefly introduce our agenda, we will be talking about Harvard and Harvard QuestBridge, then about financial aid, what it's like living at Harvard, learning at Harvard, some resources and support, outside the classroom extracurriculars, and finally a little bit about the admissions process.
So here's a brief overview of Harvard and the Harvard QuestBridge Scholars Network. Harvard was founded in 1636, and we're located here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We're a research university with a focus on liberal arts and sciences, as well as interdisciplinary learning, so students can really choose their own paths and explore. We're in the ultimate college town with over 50 colleges and universities in the greater Boston area, which provides an opportunity for free college organized trips and outings for students, as well as increased communication and collaboration. And we're also on Instagram, so make sure to follow us at Harvard QuestBridge. And additional information is that our board was recently formed as Harvard just became a new QuestBridge partner. So we're looking to increase the opportunities for first-gen and low-income students on campus, increase community, and just create a support network that wasn't initially there.
Awesome. Moving on to financial aid. Financial aid here at Harvard is completely need-based and need-blind, which means that if you are in need of financial aid, that will have absolutely no bearing on your application. So because of this, Harvard is actually often more affordable for students than their local state schools. If you are applying under QuestBridge, you likely already qualify for full aid under Harvard's financial aid policy, but to go through them quickly, if your family's total income is under $100,000 annually, you're expected to pay nothing to attend Harvard. Being on full financial aid also means you get access to the startup grant freshman and junior year, where Harvard gives you around $2,000 to cover any costs you may need to get situated into your college and adult lives. There's also the Winter Coat Fund, which grants you $300 to buy a winter coat, and winter comes around. The Launch Grant, allowing you to purchase professional attire for interviews and events. And finally, the Student Events Fund, which allows you to purchase tickets for on-campus events. If your family makes between $100,000 to $200,000, you will pay 0 to 10% of your income, but with tuition completely covered. And if your family makes over $200,000 annually, you'll be asked to pay proportionally more than 10% based on your individual circumstances. You can always estimate how much your cost of attendance is going to be on a net price calculator for Harvard.
Next up, living at Harvard. So at Harvard, there are 17 first-year dorms that are located around and in Harvard Yard. All freshmen will dine in Annenberg, which you can see a picture of on the left. Very pretty. At Harvard, every student is on the same meal plan where you get like unlimited swipes. So if you really want to have like 5 lunches and 5 dinners, you really can. How you assigned your freshman dorm is different from other colleges because it's completely random. Over the summer, you can fill out a preference form asking you about some of your hobbies, like when do you wake up? Do you like a quieter or louder room? How many roommates do you want? And so many other questions. Then the student deans will pair you up with other students that think fits you well. I know personally, me and my roommate are like almost identical. We're both Black, we're both Nigerian. We're even so similar that we have the same amount of shoes and they're literally all the same. So the pairings are really good. And while you're a freshman, you have three advisors coming into college. The first one is a residential proctor, which are basically RAs like the other schools, but instead these are like actual graduate students and actual adults that lives on your floor. They're basically tasked with helping you move in, finding internship, guiding you around campus, etc. And you will also have a PAF, or something we call a peer advising fellow, which is basically an upperclassman, usually a junior and a senior, that will meet with you regularly throughout the school year and even the summer before freshman year to help you plan out your courses and advise you on starting college. They're like your older sibling on campus, where they take you out for lunches on Harvard's money from time to time. And finally, you will also have a pre-concentration advisor who's usually a faculty member on campus and will also introduce you to the 50 different concentrations on campus, such as intro level classes, and also they also meet with you the summer before freshman year. Now, upperclassmen living is a little different, in which each upperclassman houses, they have their own dining halls, they have libraries, their own gyms, laundry, and other fancy amenities. To talk a little more about underclassmen life and how you be sorted into upperclassmen houses, I will pass it over to Nyla.
Yes, thank you, Oyen. So, as Oyen mentioned, living at Harvard is kind of different for first years and upperclassmen. But one of our most beloved traditions for upperclassmen, aka sophomores, after the spring, is Housing Day, which is one of Harvard's most beloved traditions. On Housing Day, students decide, or not decide, but they're told which houses they will be in for the next 3 years, which is really exciting. You see a lot of house pride, chants, different activities going on throughout the day to really boost that house pride and excitement for the incoming sophomores.
All right, as Owen mentioned a little earlier, we have 50 concentrations here on Harvard's campus. You can see them all listed over here. And we also have 49 secondaries that also allows you to minor in something that you are also interested in. So we use concentrations here on the campus, but they're really just called majors at any other school, and the secondaries are minors. We offer over 3,700 classes that you are allowed to also cross-register at any of the Harvard grad schools and MIT. It's very easy to do so. You can just do it on the my.harvard website if you're ever interested in taking any of those classes nearby. And we also have shuttles that take you to those schools, so you don't have to walk over there. Something very special to freshman year is that we have 130 first year seminars, which are only exclusive for freshmen to take. They're small classroom seminars that allow you to meet other freshmen in these seminars and talk about a specific topic that a professor really wants to just like lecture on. They're always like pass fail. So it's a very chill environment where you can just meet new friends and then learn about a very interesting topic that isn't taught at a specific class here on campus. Our usual student faculty ratio is 7:1, and our average class size is 12. If you look at the throughout each student's like years at the college, you'll be taking 32 classes, which can be seen broken up into three different categories. So each concentration is around 10 to 14 courses. Some of the engineering ones might be a little bit more, but usually concentrations are 10 to 14 classes, and they take up about a third of your classes that you'll be taking on campus. There's also 12 classes that are college curriculums. So these include your language requirements, unless you test out of it. Every freshman is required to take an expository writing class, where it's essentially getting you integrated into college writing and getting every student on the same level for college writing and prepare you for more advanced level writing classes in the future. There's also distributional requirements, which are like humanities classes, social sciences, and science and technology. You have to take one class in each of those categories throughout your 4 years. And then we also have general education classes. There's 4 general education like categories, and you have to take one in each of those gen ed categories. And then finally, the last third of your classes will be electives. So you can either use these to just take any classes that you're interested in. We have a ton of elective classes on this campus. You can take out any of the departments here on campus. Or you can use the elective spots to a double major. We have that on campus just recently, a couple years ago. Students use it to do a secondary or also do a language citation. We offer 80 plus languages on this campus for you to learn. So that's just a little bit about learning at Harvard.
So here at Harvard, there are so many resources and support networks to help you. There are opportunities to interact with professors, whether it's going to office hours, student faculty dinners, which is really popular, and classroom to table. We're able to go to restaurants nearby Harvard Square and have dinner with the professor in a more intimate setting as opposed to office hours or right after class. There are also research positions, tutorials, thesis advising, etc. So there's so many networks and opportunities here to get you connected, but to also support you in your academic journey. There are on-campus museums, countless laboratories where students can engage in research and gain an experience that will help them in the long run. Also, we have a research forest, an innovation lab, and an art lab. Harvard also houses the world's largest university library system with over 70 plus libraries and 17 million volumes. We also have numerous academic help centers, whether it's an essay you need help for or a language class that you're struggling in. There are so many advisors and academic help centers that can help you with any assignment you need. We also have a wide array of health and wellness resources, whether it's physical, mental health. We have additional support offices like the Disability Access Office, Military Student Services, and more. So there's time and opportunities and resources to care for your mental health and your physical health as well. We also have 30 plus religious, spiritual, and ethical tradition chaplains and affinity spaces to ensure that you have a community here.
Okay, and so for outside of the classroom, we have a couple of different things. We have for the co-curricular student life, we have $7 million in undergraduate research funding available each year for students to be able to participate in research. We have study abroad programs through the Office of International Education. We have internship opportunities through the Mignoni Center for Career Success. And outside of things like that, we have just regular extracurriculars, and including we have 500 plus student organizations, us being one of them. We also have, oh, and they're also ranging from kind of pre-professional things like the pre-medical society, IOP, things like that, to more interest-based kind of relaxed clubs, things like game development if you're interested in that, knitting, things of the sorts. Pretty much anything that you're interested in, you can probably find something on campus. We also have a lot of opportunities for community service, one of which is the PBHA, which has 80 community service groups that are able to do community service through around Cambridge and the Boston area. We're able to get you involved with initiatives with plenty of different things, such as things with kids, pets, elderly, music, environment, the homeless. Again, anything really think of, you can get involved with. We also have the most D1 sports out of any college in the US with 42 D1 sports. But we also have plenty of club sports as well, things like club basketball, jujitsu. I believe we also have a club Quidditch team if you're interested in that sort of thing. And we also have 75 plus plays and performances, things like orchestra, improv, any kind of like dance groups. We have a bunch of dance groups. So a lot of things to get involved with, or if you just have free time, go and watch something, just have fun.
Thank you,
And
Alyssa. So on to the admission review process. The first big deadline for QuestBridge has already passed, which is submitting your National College Match application on September 30th. And you might have seen a lot of these questions asked during your application, such as your QuestBridge essay, reporting your SAT/ACT score, awards, teacher and counselor letters of recommendation, extracurricular and leadership experience, and etc. And the admission review process for QuestBridge is pretty much similar to the Common App, as you can tell by this graphic right here. After you submit your application, you might be reached out for an alumni interview, which is based on availability from alumni in your area. You will also be asked to write supplemental essays on top of your QuestBridge essays, so please keep that in mind. However, being a QuestBridge applicant means you will need to submit the match rank form that is due October 16th. This form allows you to rank up to 15 colleges that you would like to attend if you're matched through QuestBridge, and you must sign the form as well as a parent or guardian, as well as your school counselor to ensure that everything is processed correctly.
all right, thank you everyone for joining us. That is the end of our presentation. But if you have additional questions, you can always email or visit any of the Harvard websites. You can also scan this QR code to a link to our link tree, which has other resources like our Instagram, where you can message us on, our email. We are also starting a YouTube page where this video will be on, and then also our TikTok and LinkedIn page as well. Yeah, thank you for watching, and we hope you rank Harvard as one of your choices on the match ranking form.